Yes, people, and welcome back to Normski TV and the What's Going On podcast, man. Good to have you back. So many people in the chat. Big up to Shane, Guna. Please go and like, subscribe to this guy. Absolutely doing bits. The Irish breakfast. Tune into him every morning. Sit down with a cup of tea and listen to him. Listen, he's speaking facts, people. He is speaking facts. Big up to Jason Carter, all the way over yonder. I think it's in America. Then we get the assembled. Big up to you, man. When you come in, please hit that like button. Big up to you, Luca. I know you put that chat in earlier on this morning, so big up to you. Very, very eager indeed. Big up to Carlos Eduardo. Yeah, big up to you. Listen, people, hit the like button, subscribe and share if you are new. And yeah, we've got a lot to talk about tonight. How has this happened, people? How has this happened? How is it that one of the two worst teams from the top six are now, in a final tonight? Yeah. Big D is going to be one happy bunny, bro. But Big D, you need to come true. You need to come true. And listen, I have got Big D in the back room. So listen, I'm not going to talk anymore. Yeah. Come onto the stage, my man.
Yes, sir.
Bro. It's criminal. It's criminal. Yes, Kadeem, it is criminal.
Shut up.
I don't know if Big D agrees with that, but listen, honestly, I'll see some of the pictures out there where you guys are out there with the Tottenham fans, and bro, I just wish I was there, bro. You know what I mean? Let me bring in Mr. Money, Mr. Fab what you saying, brother?
What's going on,
man?
Yes, yes. Yeah, man.
Yo. Listen, people in the house, they just say hit the like button, subscribe and share. Listen, I'm on the road to 1K, 60 away from it. So people, do this for me, yeah. Share this around, yeah. And I'm just thankful to the community, man. Really big up to the community for subscribing to me in the last couple of weeks. Channel's growing, and it's all thanks to Big Ez. It's all thanks to Big D. And obviously, going on other people's channels and that and showing me a bit of love, a bit of respect. And I really appreciate that. Yes, Jason Carter saying big up to Mr. Brother D. Saying, yeah, bro. But look, I'm going to cut to the chase because there's a very important game on tonight. Yeah, there's a very important game. The next week, Ez's Chelsea goes and completes the complete European trophy.
We hope.
Well, Real Betis is not going to be as easy as what I think. So listen, we'll see where I go on. AFC always there. Big up to you, brother. Big up to you. Really appreciate coming on yet again. I don't know how this guy does it. As somebody said, I'll probably go and walk out that door. He's probably standing at the door right there, yeah, because he's anywhere. You know what I mean? But big up to AFC. But I know we know him in the early days as Craig. You get me? You know what I mean? So big up to him. He's been supporting us from the channel from time now. So we really appreciate him. AFC coming in there, bro. Before we go into the show, Big D, and talk about what's on the menu tonight, how are you doing, brother? You must be excited at the same time, a bit intrepid. You know what I mean? How are you feeling? How are you feeling yourself?
I'm doing okay. Mixed emotions on this one.
Yeah.
Because, boy.
Big up, AJ. Big up
AJ, big up yourself, man. We just can't lose to Spurs, mate. Otherwise, this is a very different summer. I heard someone say, if we lose this game tonight, it's a Liam Delap and done. So I was like, that's cold, man.
Is that what it's come down to? Is that what it's come down to? Is that what it's come down to?
Nah. Bro, I think there'd be money, but you don't attract the same, do you? You're not going to attract the same without any European football, because that means no European football. Whoever loses this one got no European football. Yeah. So it's not like you know what I mean? You got Conference League or the Europa to look forward to. Like, there's no consolation for the losing finalists, to my understanding. So that's it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I hear that. But we will come back to you. Oh, right. So you're watching from Indonesia.
Wow.
Big up to you, bro, on deployment. Yo, so you're one of them ones, yeah?
Yeah, the US military, I think.
Yeah, man. Big up to you, man. Respect every time.
Good stuff,
you know man. How it goes, bro. You know how it goes. Big up to you.
As they say, thank you for your service.
AFC is paying along tonight. It's going to be paying along. But you know what? I'm going to say this, yeah. Before I come to Ez, I'm going to say this. I can't have chili. Chili coming into
chili will be unbearable. You know that already.
God, can you imagine? Can you imagine? And Ange did say he will do it in his second season, but we will come to that. But listen, let me just air our heads. Money Ez is doing. Listen, Ez is really started off early. The work he's been looking in the transfer window, and he's
obviously big up for that, bro.
Give us a little snippet of what is to come. I'll say this summer is going to be busy. Gonna be busy. But before we talk about transfers, how's Mr. Ez? We're going to talk about how you do.
Yeah, man. No, I'm good. I've made it 38 Premier League games, 37 Premier League games with no black glasses this season. Yeah,
you know that ones.
yeah. I really do miss those glasses. I do really. I've
got rid of them. Yeah, do you know what I mean? They're not coming back. Yeah, for the viewers that don't know, you have to go back through Norm's last season stream to see what that means.
In Maresca, we trust. Yeah, is that what it is?
Look, he's doing what the man's expected to do with what he's got. So we've got a final. D, thank you for the 3 points on Friday. I know you guys pretty much rolled over. Man. Yeah. You focused on it today. You know what I mean? So we needed that. We needed that. That's one final down. We got another final against Nottingham Forest, and then the actual final. Remember when you lot used to hold on a minute? Hold on. See, when you used to mock me about my chair situation, yeah. Now we've got premium headrests, and then you understand?
No, that's mad. How is it that AFC is able to notice? I didn't even notice that. No, man is having a serious headrest.
It's proper things. Yeah, this is. Yeah,
I'm on the full level. I don't know if you can see that I'm on the full level as well, mate.
I see you.
Yeah, man. Well, this is Sheena's one that I bought her for her birthday. You know what I mean?
I'm not as rich as you.
Must be an arm and a leg.
Pause.
All right. So now AFC, you have to get onto Normski. You have to get onto Normski. You know what I mean? But one more thing. I was talking about the transfer market with my bedroom. You know, the different sources that you're going to see pop out the woodworks now. All these different, you're going to hear loads of rumors, and you're going to have to start putting into categories which ones you listen to. You know, you got
absolutely.
But the tier one, and my friend's actually in the chat today, Kadeem, you'll see him. So big up,
Kadeem. I did see Kadeem.
There you go. Big up every time, man.
Big up Kadeem, brother.
Man, big up yourself, bro.
Yeah,
but he's a Liverpool fan, by the way. So there's no banter for him. No banter for him. No banter for him.
Oh, but listen, I have to, like, guys, I big up because Money Ez is a tier one source. Yeah, proper. Like, listen, this man is just listen. In it, big thing. I have a big days on the road. Yeah, we be asleep, and in the middle of the night, man says, "Breaking news." Yeah, here we go.
But something is said, Norm, that I didn't know about the breaking the window is.
Yeah. That's it. So there's two windows. It's unprecedented. There's a window between the 1st of June to the middle of June, and then it closes, and then it reopens again at 1st of July. And this is to accommodate for the first time clubs that are participating in the Club World Cup to get players in because the Club World Cup starts middle of June. So Trent will be able to go over to Real Madrid, and so will Huijsen from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Huijsen from Bournemouth. Yeah.
So you'll see now.
Do you think that's a good move, Fab? Do you think that's a good move, Huijsen?
I watched Huijsen.
Get used to it, bro. Come on.
I watched Huijsen yesterday, gents. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. It's either he's already in Madrid, or I don't know if he's ready for Madrid. He got opened up by City time and time again. Ooh. And he's meant to be auditioning to say, yeah, I'm going to go and leave.
I would probably say his head is in Madrid. I think he's tapped out.
Maybe
he has played well. He has played well for Bournemouth. I'm not going to lie.
All of our clubs wanted him. So, you know, there's maybe let's go with his head. We'll see when he gets there. We'll judge him there. But
for real,
50 million for a 19-year-old, maybe not too bad in this market. You know, the market's in play. So,
but listen, we got a lot to cut through today. As you say, there's a massive game on tonight, and I'm sure Big D is going to want to get away to watch that. I'm just getting up some tabs on my screen, so let me just make sure that they're all in place. They are. Let's do that quickly. Right, okay. Let's get back to the studio. Let's get back into the studio. Sorting that out. Yes, sir. What you saying, man? Big up to you, another Chelsea supporter.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I've been dipping for you every now and again, you know.
I like that.
When you've been out in like the Dubai and all them places, checking out the, you know, checking out, you know, who's going to be likely to come to the Premier League and all that. You know what I mean? You got all your little, you know, you got your little, what do you call it? What do you call them people out there? What do you call them people where you I can't remember the name now. It will come to me in a minute. It will come to me. Yeah, I can't remember the name. But listen, you're out there doing your thing and bringing us.
Man. We need someone repping for Chelsea.
Yeah, no, for real. Yes, yeah. And so please go and subscribe to Yes. I think he's trying to get to. Yes, is it 300, 400? Let us know in the chat. So please go and subscribe. He's got some good content there. And as I said, he's been on the show. Really appreciate that, brother. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you more in the chat and still. And I know there's a lot going on tonight. So listen, guys, on the menu, as you well know, 300. Okay, 300. So get Yes up to 300 quick. Please get into 300 quick. On this show, as you know, we're going to look at it's the Premier League weekend that's just gone. And a bit of ref watch. I think the one that really stands out for us is the FA Cup. And let's just say, guys.
Yeah. South London massive.
Yeah, they got themselves, right?
Yeah, absolutely. South London massive.
Mr. Eze, you know what I'm saying?
About my nephew, I'm just giving it the big one all weekend and all now still sending me nonsense. I like Jonathan, relax, man. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, it's from those sides, isn't it? Side.
Because
that's gonna be lockdown, man, when they do that parade, bro.
Because even him and his drummer rolled up in their palace shirts for morning worship on Sunday on the bandstand. I'm like, what's wrong with you lot, man? You know what I mean? But he said, yeah, man, we were just fronting.
Man, come to church in the Crystal Palace.
In the Crystal, He played bass and
the pastor should have backbenched them, man.
You know the ones one time. So why I go on the football shirt? But to be fair though, you see in America, my church in America, when they have Super Bowl, everybody, including Bishop, rolls up in whatever team they support jerseys. All right. The whole church is in NFL jerseys. It's proper. It's really,
The only problem for me, if I were to go to a church as Arsenal, we wouldn't be rocking up at all. that Arsenal church would be closing down. Yeah,
the ones.
But it is. Listen, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But listen, 30 people in the building. If you haven't hit that like button, please smash that like button. And yeah, the ref watch. Listen. That the goalkeeper could have easily been sent off. Yeah, I think we could talk about that. And obviously, 3 English teams in a European final. Which one will definitely win it? But who? Who will it be? And who has or will potentially have a better season this year? Give me your rankings, boys. And obviously the what's going on predictions, results. Game week 37, we're coming down. And the What's Going On Fantasy Prem shout out by Big D. So we're going to go into that. We're going to move quick. We are going to move quick. Big up, Ez, first time seeing you on the panel, brother. Much respect. Big up, yeah, man. Man's been with us, man. Yeah, he's a real one. Ez is a real one. You know what I mean? Good footballer, and man, he's got a little special talent. Listen, you never know. Mass up, yeah. Shame.
One day.
Yeah. Listen, but look, Palace. Total respect. You know, I was watching it. I was at a 90th birthday party, and I was on my phone, and my missus was giving me the old eye. You know what I mean? I was down your neck. I was down your neck of the woods, yeah, but kind of more over the Rochester side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We was there, but I had to go outside in the foyer bit, man, and just watch the rest of the game, man. My heart was going, man, because listen, that goalkeeper, the save that guy made, but should he have been on the pitch? That's the question. Should he have been on the pitch? Because man handled the ball, and I know Pep weren't happy. I know Pep was not happy. And look, Pep has been saying some strange things, as you well know. He's come out and said, like, you know, if he gets a big team, yeah, he's walking away. Now, whether you want to take him serious or I don't know. You know what I mean? But yeah, what was your thoughts on the game? And did you have in the back of your mind that Crystal Palace were going to do this? I mean, I felt, you know, when going into this one, I thought, you know, there's something about this. Crystal Palace would never won a major or won any kind of thing. And for them to go and do that in their history, man, that is absolutely brilliant. And for Ez, you know, Eze to do it as well, you know, ex-Arsenal academy player, I wish we can get him back. If we could sign that guy, you know what I mean? They're going to lose probably a few players. Do you know what I mean? But Glasner has just done a fantastic job. And the way he played City, you know what I mean? That Walton guy, Adam Walton guy, the midfielder.
Yeah, that's another one that's on the radar, isn't it?
Another player. But what was your thoughts on the game if you watched it? And did you think that they would come out true winners? You know what I mean? Because their back was against the wall. You know, City had most of the ball, but just weren't clinical enough with it. What are your thoughts quickly on that, gentlemen?
You know what, Norm? I like their energy. I actually, even all season, I've liked the way that their manager implements his version of the back three, because he's actually playing attacking wing backers, not defensive wing backers, and that works for them. You know what I mean? So, and if you think about it as well, not having so much of the ball, they were actually quite clinical in the way, in the chances that they were given. You know what I mean? They took their chances. So Pep's sour grapes, man. You know what? You're not always going to win. That's football. Like this, if I lose tonight, I've got to take that one on the chin because it's been a bad season. If I win tonight, then boy, I'll be like, thank God for that, because that's like a stay of execution. So for them, you know, he like I say, Pep only has one way of playing, and I think that can be a problem when it doesn't work, as we've seen. That's why he's come unstuck this season, because like, where's your plan B, bro? You're Pep.
Yeah.
And he didn't really seem to have a plan B in terms of watching the football that they play. It's very predictable.
I mean, do you get the impression? I mean, you know, people have talked about the fact that Rodri was out all season and that. Do you think that was a major factor, or would you look at it as that? Well, listen, they've got an aging side, because I think even if Rodri was in the sides this season, yes, they will probably be a little bit better than what they are. But I think that they're suffering from not, you know, buying players and sprucing up that team. You know what I mean? And I know they're going to be there. That's why they had to go and spend nearly 200 mil in the January window. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. So do you think it was because of Rodri, or is it because Pep's run out of ideas, aging? You know, what your thoughts? Just quickly before you come in, Shane has said United will stink out a win tonight, and I have a feeling Chelsea are gonna lose. And that's not him being salty. Shane is a goon, as you all know. And what do you feel? I mean, we'll come to that point. We'll come to that. I'll start that, because you know we will talk about the team that are in that thing. So let me start that one. Let me start that one and come back to that. So what your feelings with Man City? Do you think that they're on the decline, or do you think that next season, when the window opens, they're gonna really go out and replenish the team and get back to, you know, how they were? Even though Pep's come out and said, like, you know, if I want a small squad, not a big squad, and if I do get a big squad, I'm gonna quit. Now, whether that's just, you know, just paper talk or whatever, and he's just doing it for, you know, the clicks or whatever. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that quickly?
I would say that Rodri is instrumental to City. Should it be the case? Maybe not. But when it's working for 63 games that Rodri played and didn't lose, 63 games the man played, he lost one in that. It shows how instrumental he is to what City do. So we can't talk about City being declining when Rodri will be back next season. You probably have to judge it next season. Then we're talking about a Ballon d'Or winner as well. So I think we shouldn't forget that City went on a 4-peat. They won a Champions League in that 4-peat run. Yet this season, trophyless. That's how long could we keep up? You know, City going trophies every season. I don't know. Yeah. I don't forget though that that's a top team with problems in that team. Haaland being one. Marmoush seems like he's hit the ground running, apart from the penalty miss the other day. But he's not even the top guy in the team. Let's see what they do in the summer. De Bruyne's gone.
Yeah, even that though, as the penalty miss. A lot of the media was saying that Haaland bottled it. He didn't fancy it. And I'm like, what's going on in Haaland's head?
Do you know, I would be, if I'm Haaland,
yeah, and
the top guy in the team is leaving, I would be saying to everyone, I am the one that's stepping up to be the top guy in the team. I'm taking the pen. I'm taking that pen. It's a cup final. But in that moment, City deserve to lose because they're giving away pens. Big up root cause.
Yes, root cause. Yeah, man.
They're giving away pens in a final like this is some sort of charity match. Are you joking me?
Right.
That Hala needed to put the ball down and walk away from the spot and take the pen. And if he misses it, it's on him.
Yeah, I felt like he passed the buck.
Yeah.
Because if you're him,
if
you are him, you have to remember he's telling Arteta to stay humble.
Hey.
And then you pass a penalty up when you're supposed to be the guy now. Seriously, because that's the
you know what
thing.
you know the funny thing about it, guys.
Yeah,
I think what would have probably been the narrative of that game, is that if Man City would have won that game, he would have turned around to Arteta and say, "Stay humble, huh? Yeah?
Right?
Stay
but
humble."
That's what I'm saying. But he didn't know.
You know what I mean?
He did it, and in his biggest game of the season, he bottled taking a penalty. You have to look at that and say, bro, like, is everything all right at home? Seriously, it don't make any sense, no, that he handed that over because he is their main penalty taker. Now, Pep came out and said, oh, he lets them decide between them. Nah, brother, you're the manager. In the changing room, you say, listen, on penalties, yeah, that's you, Erling. Only if you get subbed off, then Mamouche or Silva steps up, you know?
Furthermore, forget the penalty. You're in a final, your team's losing. This is where you show that you can step up in big games. And
exactly.
Haaland, I don't know if there is a serious major final in which I've seen him do it. I'm trying to think, apart from the Community Shield or something like that, he didn't do it in Champions League, didn't do it in this final. I don't know what other final. If someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but Haaland has not.
You see this guy is just dropping nuggets tonight. Because I was going to bring this up and he just said it. Charity Shield. Norman, claim your 2 Charity Shields, bro. He's won 3 trophies, brethren. Because Pep is telling me with chess, it counts. That's what he said, Norm. He said, hold on, I'm not trophyless. I won the season opener. I said, okay, Pep. All right, bro. So you know what, Norms? Ring Arteta, tell him to claim his 2 charity shields because Pep's doing it. Across the board.
I would warn you that you might be offending some sensitive Arsenal supporters watching. So,
if Pep is claiming it, Arteta's got to claim them, Norms. Simple. Because Pep is telling me that he's not winless this season. He's telling me that.
That's shameless. That's shameless.
Exactly.
That's absolutely shameless.
That is proper shameless.
He's telling you that it's legit.
Arteta started it first, though.
He said it's legit, Norms.
Majors.
I actually meant to text you, Norman. When I saw it, I went to text you and say,
he's got to be.
Claim your silverware, Normski. Allow it.
No, God, come on, man.
Allow it, Norm. Claim it, bro.
Yeah, he's gaslighting, bro. He can't be doing that, man. You know,
because the thing is, if you look when you see when the media, do the whole trophy count with United, Liverpool, or whatever. When you see it, they actually add the charity shields in there as what they've won major. So, like until this final, I think Liverpool have won 3 more major titles than we have. I thought about 2 or 3. I can't remember now, but it might be 3. So this would bring it back to 2. But they're including the charity shields in that. So that's what I'm saying. Arteta just come out with chest and say, yeah, I've won the FA Cup, 2 charity shields, because Pep said he is not trophyless this season. I said, okay, Pep. All right, bro. It's one of them, innit? If Pep says it, you know what I mean? After 4-peating, can I really even argue with Pep? You come in with chest, he's not even, man, that might be tongue in cheek, but he had a serious face on him. He weren't laughing about it. He's telling you, no. Let's not forget what we did.
He is a maniac, though. This is the same Pep that had scratches all over his face.
Bro, right. Yeah, Pep is wild.
I know obviously there was stuff going on in his personal life.
Yeah.
Boy, that was kind of mad. You know what I'm trying to say? But look,
you're like, is he out there fighting the cat or something? You know what I mean?
If he's gonna follow through with this threat that if I have a big squad that I'm gonna quit, look, I just think it's just tongue in cheek, man. You know what I'm gonna say?
Well, the thing is, Norm, he says that, yet he had a Grealish that can come on offering you something, and he benched him for the final and brought on a kid for a debut. So, did you really want to win this final with your 100 million man?
Yeah, but
purchase sat on the bench. What's that?
Does Grealish have a future? Yeah, no. This is
he has to leave, Norm. Yeah. Grealish has to leave that club. He got nothing to prove now. Not being funny. 4 titles later, or 3 titles later, I can't remember.
He should just go back.
And the Champions League.
Go back to Aston Villa, man, and just do his thing there. You know what I'm saying? Go back to Aston Villa there and do his thing. Big up, Gavin, what you're saying, man. Big up to you in the chat. But listen, no, for real. But look, all props go to Crystal Palace. You know, first cup in their history, and what a way to do it, guys. And you know, I was driving through Croydon today, man, and I was just seeing Crystal Palace flags outside.
They've been going all week. They've been going.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? And listen, yo, Ed, right? My son, bumped into Mikel. Yeah, you know, Mikel is a Crystal Palace supporter. So I can't even listen. I'm surprised that he hasn't phoned me because you know I'm always giving him jip when I see him. I'm like,
yeah.
So I thought the man would be on me to say, yo, where's your trophy? You can't talk. Where's your trophy? And let me just say something. Let me go back because I started this one. This is one from here. Look at this damning stat.
Wow.
Yeah? Look at this damning stat.
Wow.
Since Arteta's era,
90%.
Man City, 10 trophies, 9 finals. Liverpool, 6 trophies, 6 finals. Chelsea, 3 trophies, 9 finals. Man United, 2 trophies, 3 finals. And that's under Eric Ten Hag. And did Solskjaer, was Solskjaer?
Yeah, Solskjaer got to the Europa League, Norm, and lost it.
Oh, he got to the Europa League.
Europa League finals. Penalties.
So those 2 trophies are that's Ten Hag.
Yeah.
But
it was 3 finals. Yeah.
And then Newcastle, again, big up to them. Newcastle, 1 trophy, 2 finals. Palace, 1 trophy, 1 final. And I'll tell you what, that kind of segues me nice. Let me just get the rest of these chats before.
Where's Arsenal's 1 trophy though?
Well, that was back in 2020. Yeah, I was back in 20. Yeah, but well, it depends on what trophy. No, guys, I mean, people in the chat. I know I can rely on you people, yeah, because probably a lot of you are in there. I know there's a couple of Liverpool supporters in there, but what kind of trophies, yeah? What kind of trophies do you think Arsenal have won this season? Yeah, I want you to name it in the chat, yeah, and I can probably guess what you're going to put in there, yeah. Listen, we are a clean channel, yeah, we are a clean channel. You notice there's no cussing and no swearing, yeah. Listen, we're all religious people on this one, yeah, but we do like to talk footy. You understand? You get me, everybody? We like to talk footy, but let's keep the language clean. Now, people, just put in the chat, yeah, spam the chat with what trophies have Arsenal won this season. Whilst you're doing that, we will continue with the conversation. So England, 11 Soccer Aid have won more than the World Cup, right? Mr. Waffle, big up to you, Mr. Waffle. What you're saying, man? Big up.
Yeah, they got what? They got.
Is that his picture?
Oh, that's criminal. That's criminal. Look at his profile picture.
This is what we're dealing with, people. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing. Oh, AJ says next year trophy cup. AFC says tried FC trophy.
Nomski, why have you done this to yourself?
Lots of cheerleaders, Kofi. That's lots of cheerleaders. That's from Kofi. I don't know why Kofi is in the chat when he should be on. I'm going to deduct your pay, brother. Yeah, not that I'm really going to pay you, but you know I'm going. You know what I was going to say. Right, but big up to Kofi, man. Kofi, he's changed his name to Kofi Asado Afeo. That's his real name. Yeah, that's his government name. But when he's on our show, he's Kofi Slot, a Premier League winner, and you must be proud of yourself, my friend. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. And I hope you're feeling a lot better, my friend. Yeah, sorry, big thing. Go on.
I'm just seeing this lineup, mate. He's starting sick note. You have to be kidding me.
As in Luke Shaw?
Yeah. I mean,
listen, people. If you've seen the lineup for tonight, put it in the chat, please. Put it in the chat.
He started Luke Shaw.
Left centre back.
Left centre back, yeah.
Wow. So what's the formation?
So he's gone Anana, he's gone Lenny, Maguire and Luke Shaw as the 3 centre backs. He's gone Bruno and Cass Holding, Dorgu at left wing back, Mazzarari at right wing back. He's gone for Mount and Delo in the 10, you know, my guy. I actually like that. And then Hoyland gets the nod. Which is a bit sticky, man.
He better turn up tonight.
I actually said this to I said this to today. Oh, one of the guys at work. I did a day one, picking up some slack, and I said to him, I would actually use Hoyland as an impact player. I would start Delit at central centre back and play Harry in the false line. That's what I would have done.
But
the Luke Shaw. Yeah, so he's gone Luke Shaw over Dallo because Dallo had been carrying a knock. Yeah, because what he could have done is played Lenny over on the left and Dallo on the right, or you know what I mean, and or Mazraoui at right and Dallo in the wing back, like he'd been playing in most of the season as wing back.
Have you got Tottenham's lineup?
Yeah, I got Tottenham's one right here as well, bro. Yeah, they've gone Vicario, they've gone Udogie, yeah, it's a given. Van der Ven, Romero, Porro, yeah, that back four strong, you know. And then they got Bentancur, Basuma, and Sarr. I knew they'd go with that. Very physical midfield there.
But Son's on the bench.
Yeah, he's benched Son.
Son's on the bench.
Yeah, he's gone Richie Arlison, Solanke, and Johnson, mate, up front.
Okay, bro.
So they're coming physical. That's a physical lineup for them.
I'm warning you now, yeah. I'm warning you in front of everybody on this show. You better do it. Deal with it. Deal with it. Seriously, I don't care. Deal with it. Yeah?
Please.
I beg
you.
I
beg not these Spurs guys fans talking about European trophy in London.
You know the one.
Can you imagine? If they go and do a parade in North London, you know. Listen, listen, Man United are our rivals back in the day. Yeah. My only little worry about this, if Man United win this and we're linked with this Gokares guy, will he be looking at that, or is he looking at Barcelona? Or is he looking? I don't know. Because as I say, at the end of the day, I would love Gokares at our club. You look at his stats and his goal scoring stats. It's seriously, you know what I mean? So I don't know if you win tonight, will you likely to get this guy?
For me, I think it's a must. I think obviously he knows the manager. Apparently he says he really does want to play European football. I get that. I get that, you know what I mean? So a season out of it. So there's so many incentives for us to actually win this game. And then there's talk about that you guys are also keeping an eye on Sesko as well, Norm. So that Gokares Sesko thing.
Don't please stop.
That's what I'm hearing. I know.
Stop swearing. Stop it. Yeah. I'll remove it from
man like Benjamin, you know. I thought, okay. You know
Benjamin, his best stats, I think this season, 14 goals, yeah? Man. That's a project. I don't need projects right now.
Yeah.
I need somebody that can hit the ground running. And please, Big Berta. I know there's this talk about, Arteta wants Sesko and Berta wants Gokares.
Is that what that's what's happening there?
That's the tool.
Yeah, because you have to remember that Gokares is a character norm.
Yeah.
And Arteta don't like the characters. He doesn't
exactly.
he don't like the characters. If he's
gonna be a serious manager, he now needs to learn how to manage characters.
Yeah. Exactly.
At this level of the game, you get characters because they know they're good. In fact, they know they're the best in their particular area, and therefore that comes with the character. That's what makes them who they are. And you need to know how to
because it's how I say that, Norm. You see, Arteta. If Arteta had prime Paul Gascoigne, he'd sell him rather than just managing him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, that's prime Gascoigne you trying to sell there. Don't do that.
You play my left back. What are you talking about?
Well, there you go. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, it's an interesting one, Norm. Solanke against Slabhead. I'm gonna enjoy that. Solanke against Slabhead. That's gonna be
Well, Kadeem is saying, I need to know the honest results.
I think that's prediction. What's your prediction?
What's your prediction?
2-1 United. Because we always concede.
I think it's gonna be a goal fest. I think it's gonna be a goal fest.
You think so?
For real? Yeah.
It's gonna be you score, I score, you score, I score.
See.
I can't wait for that.
Because you know what? As much as I'm looking at Hoyland with a side eye, he probably goes and scores tonight. And an assist from Luke Shaw. You know the ones?
I couldn't care whether you look at him with a side eye. Just make sure he scores. Big up the views, man.
Exactly.
Big
up yourself. Views
up to you. On
sport. Yeah.
Up to you.
Interesting lineup. But you know what, Norm? Bruno in the pivot with Kaz. I like that. Because Kaz is
Kaz needs to turn up tonight, bro.
Well, he's been there before.
He needs to roll back the years, Real Madrid years, and turn up tonight, bro. You understand? Turn back tonight, bro.
It's just a Luke Shaw that kind of like Luke Shaw gets the nod. Like, you know, because you have to remember this manager's all about training.
Yeah,
he trained well. So I take it Luke Shaw trained well. That's all I can think of there. I'm looking at the bench and who's on the bench there? He's got Garnacho on the bench, Kobe Mino on the bench.
Yeah.
He got options. Xerxes on the bench. He got some good options on the bench, to be fair.
Yeah.
Mason Mount will perform today.
Yeah. I think payback for Mason, because after you lot stitches up Ed, I think he needs to pay back today.
No.
That's his redemption tonight.
Big games, he knows.
Yeah, that's his redemption tonight. Penalties. I hope not, bro. Yeah, I don't want that. Another three consistent for me.
Penalties is possible.
Yeah.
There'll be lots of goals, but I think pens is still possible.
Yeah.
We have some good options on the bench.
But you know what, this is the question, right? Who I know you said 2-1, yeah. And then I'm looking at Chelsea. I think as Shane said, he thinks that Chelsea might lose to Real Betis. Yeah, but you know what? It's just crazy.
I'm not convinced there. I think Chelsea do it now.
21 games Tottenham have lost. Yeah. You've lost 18 games.
18. Yeah.
They sit one place above the relegation zone. You on 16th place, right? And you're in a final. You're in a final, guys.
That's going to get you Champions League football.
That's crazy. And I know at the end of the day, it is what is. The rules are what they are. And there's nothing you can do. You can only just do what you need to do. You haven't lost. I don't think you've lost in the Europa League.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We have a chance to go invincible in Europa League. Allegedly. But this is the thing, though, Norm. This is the thing, and I think I said last week, Wenger with the argument. I said, Arsene, if you're in a tournament and we're in the second tier tournament of Europe and we win it, are we not champions? Yes, we are. So we go to the Champions League. Relax. That's it. Nothing shameless about it. Yes, our league form has been absolutely disgraceful. At times, very hard to watch. At times, I'll just click the TV up and say, "Yeah, man, listen, let me take out a base and practice. Just put the football to one side because you, man, are telling me that that on all that money you don't fancy it today. So let me be constructive with the rest of my evening and go play some bass before I go to work." And I've done that, Norm. I just put my headphones in, just took out the kin, try a thing, and then gone to work. And then listen to it on the radio and they say, United, they were disgusting tonight. I said, yeah, that's why I switched off after about an hour 5. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Because you know when a team don't fancy it. You know when your team don't fancy it. We've all seen it. Where you say, don't fancy it tonight, do they? He's going through the emotions. So for this, I'm looking at either a Kaz or Bruno to get the first one. And a Kobe Mino comes off the bench and gets the winner.
You know what?
And then gets his new contract.
I mean, as much as I can't take Bruno, as much as I can't take Bruno, I will say about Bruno, is that he turns up for you guys. Yeah, when it matters, he turns up for you guys. Yeah, and it's something that I can't really say about my captain. You know what I mean? Again, I'm being super negative, but he does turn up, and I think tonight, big occasion, I think he will do it. The thing is, it's just typical of Tottenham to Spurs it up as they do. You know what I mean? And you have got heritage. I mean, the last time Tottenham won a trophy was 17 years ago.
Just about to say this. They have no idea what it's like to be here, D.
They don't know. And I think they're going to freeze. I'm saying it now. They're going to freeze.
Normski, D. Spurs don't know. It's a big day out for them. It's just another day for United. They're used to it. Spurs, this is a big deal. I've had a Spurs fan tell me he's out there. He told me it's the biggest day of his life.
Yeah,
it's mad, isn't it?
This time they've been in a Champions League final, but because they felt like they couldn't win it, it wasn't worth being there. This one they feel like they can win it. You need to shut them down, D. You need to.
Because you have to remember as well that they've beaten us 3 times this season, guys.
Oh no, forget all that.
I think twice in the league and once in the League Cup. I think it was they beat us.
Yeah,
or the FA Cup. No, I can't remember. The FA Cup or the League Cup they beat us. The League Cup was it? They definitely done a double over us in the league, and I think it was the League Cup, Normski. I think.
I can't remember. It might be. Was it the League Cup or was it their FA Cup?
I just don't remember if we drew them in the FA Cup. I just can't remember. But I just know that they've done us 3 times. But then, like you said before, Norm, there and now, the clientele is different. Because there's players that they had then that they don't have now. There's players that we didn't have because of injury. Your Luke Shaws and your Mason Mounts that are there now. So it's kind of like, does it even itself out? We'll see.
Yeah. This is what AFC is saying. Spurs have already got more European trophies than us. They don't want to get their 4th one, and that's the problem. Is they do that, and if they do happen to get to a Super Cup and win that, that's it. That's our history eclipsed. Yeah. Under Tuchel, when they came in, right, as his Tuchel eclipsed our European thingy by winning the Champions League, winning the Super Cup. That's done.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So we can't talk. Our Arsenal can't talk with no chest when it comes to Europe. We just have to sit down and just keep my mouth shut. You understand? Yeah. So it is what it is. But as I say, listen, I'm dependent on you, Big D. I really am dependent on you, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm dependent on me as well, Bridget. Because I don't want to go to work with a bear that's all head tonight. Because that's a hard one when your head is spun. You know what I mean? So
Kobe saying Arsenal will land the Prem when all my ears go grey. They're just for men to cover up the Matrix mix. Yeah, you know, I've been doing a little Matrix thing, and some of the stuff that's been coming out. I know some people think it's a mad thing, but bro, I don't know. The internet is crazy, bro. Yeah, you got man singing about they want to have Arteta's babies.
Your fan base is finished. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Your fan base is finished.
You only will say, man, big up to you. Big up to you.
Your fan base is finished. You need to just rip it up and start again.
Seriously, there's so much excuses for this manager. Yeah, so much excuses for this manager. And look, he had a dream. He said it at the end of the, after the Newcastle game. He said, "I had a dream." He had a dream. He had a dream, and that dream didn't quite come to fruition. But it wasn't his fault. It was the owner's fault. Yeah, them upstairs. Understand? It's their fault. They didn't back him. And the unprecedented injuries. Even though we had the 4th worst injury list in the Premier League, 26 injured players out. Fair play, but they weren't all out at the same time. Yeah, but you've got guys backing this man and saying, "Oh, it's nothing to do with Arteta." Yeah, the blame in the board and whatnot. The end of the day, I said it from the start that this guy was not good enough to manage this club or run this club. Yeah, people say it's progression, 8th, 5th, 2 second place finishes, bottle both of them, or the first one anyway, and now we're 12 points off of Liverpool this season with no challenge whatsoever. Okay, you know what I mean? And it's just like, guys, when are we going to get to our destination? This is what I want to know.
Norms, I didn't want to say this.
Say my brother.
But when Declan Rice scored his goals against Real Madrid, you could not talk to an Arsenal fan. You could not even talk to an Arsenal fan, Normski. In fact, all attention was off Arteta. But the signing that he brought to the club carried you in the Bernabeu, carried you at home. And it all went to pot when you got to PSG. It's like you was floating in the air. Maybe some of you were still woke. I saw that. But the majority of your fan base, I'm talking a good 90% of it, you could not chat to them. You couldn't. And this things happen. When things are going really well, it's not Arteta. I mean, Arteta doesn't get credit when things are going well. He doesn't. But when things are going bad, it comes crashing down.
No, but I know fans that where they say when they're not when the team's not playing well, it's not Arteta's fault. Yeah, it's the players' fault. And when they are playing well, it's Arteta's, doing.
And that's delusional. That's not fair. That's completely different measuring stick. But then again, would you say that's the majority of your fan base? That's probably
there's a big majority out there
that's probably the problem. The reason why I would say I know the better Arsenal fans, okay? Realistic Arsenal fans. I have to say this for obvious reasons, but let's go with that, right?
I can see a frying pan behind your head there. Careful.
Hey, you see me looking, yeah. Anyway, I know the better Arsenal fans, but I can't lie. Your fan base has about 6 or 7 different type of fans. And it's hard. It's really difficult to navigate as a Chelsea fan, especially. then all your different dynamics. Some of them love Arteta, some of them hate him, some of them think that you lot should be winning stuff. Some are like so negative, almost so negative. Even when you're competing almost for something every season, you have so many different. There's no left or right. It's like 6 different types of Arsenal fans, and I think as much as you lot were united at one point, I think you're only united when things are going well. When it's not going well, oh my God, I think that's how let's call it another. They're doing really well because they've got all them big fans to pick up.
No, there's that, but they're now rubbing shoulder. They've got into bed with Arsenal now,
right. There
because if you go back to when they first came on the scene, they were getting ridiculed for being super negative.
Exactly, yeah,
and they literally run my man out the club.
Right.
The club. They ran him out the club.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was toxic and negative and all of that, fighting amongst the people and all that, blah blah blah. Then Super Duper Mick comes in and does his thing, bring the culture back to the club. He's taken off all those people that were on high wages like Aubameyang, like Ozil and all that, blah blah blah. We go full circle now, and we've got Kai Havertz on 280 grand.
Right.
Man.
And you have to look at that sideways,
and you should be happy because we bought him off you with his maximum goal. His maximum goes 9 goals for you guys.
I miss Mason Mount more than I miss Kai Havertz.
100%. This guy is shameless. Listen, this guy
100%. 100%.
Let me just bring. I've got to bring. He's changed his name. Right?
I know who it is. I
was enjoying the bands. I was having my champions meal, actually. Lobster. Champions meal.
Okay, talk. Do your thing, yeah? Do your Champions League. Do your Champions speech. Well, let's see you go. You know what I mean? Go on, come on.
You know what? This thing of the Matrix, yeah. I keep watching these things in the Matrix. I'm like, how many years? 20? 17, 30? How many years is it going to go for? 100 years?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
Huh? How many managers?
Are you asking me? Don't ask me.
Going to be there 10 years time.
I'm not part of that group. I'm not part of the mutants. Yeah,
He's going to be there 10 years time.
I'm not part of the agents. I'm not part of that.
10 years time and still nothing. We'll still be talking about the Matrix.
Okay. So question is for all you guys, yeah. If this guy is here in 10 years time and these diehard fans are saying, no, we've got to give this guy a chance. Does it come to a point where there's talk about it's very cultish? Now, what's your definition of cult? Is it someone that is like really, like you take Wenger? Was he a cult figure? Yeah, in the sense of what he done for the club, and now he's taking us from being boring Arsenal to playing fantastic football, change the culture, blah blah blah, to whatever. So now there's conversations on the internet, on streams are being on. People that are quite level-headed have said, well, actually, they're quite worried that it's becoming cultish in terms of the way the fans will not they will back him to the ill. It doesn't matter what he does. What's your thoughts on that? Because some people have got different thoughts on that. So I'm not gonna sort of drive the agenda. Yeah, I just want to hear your thoughts on. Do you think that Arteta is some kind of cult figure? And
not just Arteta. Quickly, I think. Sorry, I know someone else can speak, but I know a fan that was a Chelsea fan that became an Arsenal fan because he supports Kai Havertz. Because he's now supporting Arsenal just because Kai Havertz played for you. Now that also makes me think there's type of fans out there that will support an individual over the club. Therefore, it is very possible that you've got a section of your fan base that no matter what Arteta does, as long as he don't get you relegated, they'll support him.
Right. And you also hear the thing of, well, look, he's got us from a word, the malaise of the players that he had, he took over. They were very toxic. There were bad influence on the club. He had to, as I said, get rid of the top earners and so on. They're very cliquey, all of that. And he changed the whole culture and everything. And a lot of this fan base like that. They said, yeah, this is good. This is good for the club. Yeah.
He did do those.
Yeah, but Noms. And I have to reference Ruud Gullit. Ruud Gullit said, if you're not getting side strains by hoisting trophies, then what are you doing? That's it. That's what he said. He said, yeah, man, my injuries were side strains from hoisting trophies. Now, he was bantering Roy Keane, but that's the truth, Norm. If you're not winning stuff, then it don't matter, does it? Doesn't matter how beautiful the football is.
So why the emphatic support for Arteta? Some people think it's not. It's just that. Do you know what I mean? Is it that hope and that hope, and is it them just hoping to say, I just really want this guy to do well? Because listen, Unai Emery, yeah, I wanted him out, and he didn't get the backing as this man is, yeah. Because remember, Unai Emery finished in his final season, even though he didn't see it all out. We was in 8th place, and I think we were something like 4 points off the top 4.
Yeah.
But Arteta comes in, finishes 8th twice, 10 points behind top 4, behind Tottenham. Then then there's that slow progression where he bottled top 4 again and finished behind Tottenham. So he finished 5th. Yeah, 8th place in the 5th, and then 2nd place he bottled an 8-point lead.
The FA Cup saved him, Norms.
Of course, it was the FA Cup. But
the FA Cup was when he first came in, right? With Unai's team.
Yeah. In 2020.
So if you look at that, it's like I said about Ruben. If you push players out, as in attacking, especially attacking players, and then you're just not where you should be attacking wise, then that's on the manager. If he says, "Nah, I don't want to manage these attacking players," so you get rid of Ozil, you get rid of Aubameyang, and then you go titleless, close,
look,
close again.
He's trying to turn,
and then Liverpool get a new manager. And just said, yeah, thank you very much. Pick your pocket and win the title. That should have never happened, no.
However, Liverpool had a title-winning team.
True.
Salah has won the Premier League before. Salah has won the Champions League before. Van Dijk the same. Alisson the same. Trent the same. You know what I'm saying? They're winners in that team. It takes is a half-decent manager.
Okay, let me just come in there.
That's a good template.
Okay, but this is what happens with Arsenal supporters, those ones that like to move the goalposts. Because last year when we was challenging Man City, yeah, right, when we was challenging Man City, the Liverpool team wasn't talked about. Yeah, they finished 7 points.
True. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
they finished 7 points behind us. Yeah, there's almost a 22-point swing in terms of what they've done. Yeah, and you've got Arsenal fans putting things out that their points tally our floor is our ceiling, is their floor, our floor level is their ceiling. Why are they putting this? Is the sort of madness that these guys are putting out there. And I won't name, but you've seen it from the big guns. They put that out there. They've soon taken it off now. They've taken it down now.
No.
This is embarrassing.
Because what you're actually saying is that this Liverpool team was bang average, and they still pulled your pants down. Come on.
So hold on a minute. So
that's what you're saying, isn't it?
Wait, let's look at it.
Pause.
Arsenal challenged last year. Did they strengthen in the summer? Would you say they strengthened in the summer?
The window for me was a free, if that.
Yeah, exactly.
And he said he liked his squad now.
But he was okay. He sold Nketiah, he sold ESR for
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The monies that he sold them for, that was pure profit. Yeah, because they came from the academy, right? Plus, you got to think about the money that they got from winning, coming second, because each place.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's all ranks.
You get a sum of money plus the Champions League money. So my question is where is all that money, and why did they only spend 80+ million in the summer? What David Raya? It worked out to be about 100 and something million, just under 101 million or something like that. I can't remember. Right. So my thing is, we knew that we needed a striker. We was linked with Sesko. We didn't get him.
Now we're talking.
Right? We didn't get him because he thought that he was going to play second fiddle to Kai Havertz. Yeah. And that's why I'm trying to say Kai Havertz, my man will die on the hill for Kai Havertz, because he's the elephant in the room when it comes to, if we go and get a decent striker in, where does Kai Havertz play now? Does he sit on the bench? Or does he move him into like a midfield position? That means somebody has to drop out.
This is where, though, this is what I'm saying. Look at the difference with the champions. Liverpool just won the league. They've gone and done almost 2 deals already. And the window's not even open yet. All right. Arsenal almost got challenged and they brought in Moreno and Calafiori.
Who's that down to?
No. I'm taking pressure off Arteta. I'm looking at your ownership. They should be norms, and I've said this on the show many times, saying,
I know.
I don't care what you want. Here's the striker. We feel like that's what's missing. Deal with it. We want to win.
But Ez, I listen. I don't think Josh Kroenke and Stan. He's just way in America. He don't know. They don't really know nothing about football.
That's why I'm looking at Edu.
But it's Edu and Arteta. They were the ones that Arteta came up and said he's the one that signs off and says, right, this is the player. Yeah, so he's pretty much.
Who gave him that permission? Owners.
What between him and Edu? Why is Edu not here now? We're gonna ask the question now. Where's Edu?
That's why
exactly.
This brother is the one, and that's why there's a division in the camp.
This is what I was saying last week, right? And about the purchasing. For me, I need Man United to buy players for Man United, not for Ruben Amorim, because when it goes sour. So if the director of football decides, right, this is the football that we are playing at Arsenal, at Chelsea, at Man United. These are the kind of players we're looking for this system. I.e., we can cover all 11 bases with substitutes in that. So we're planning for injuries and suspensions. Every time you keep buying from a manager and a new manager comes in, I'm not saying that's in Arteta's game because he's been there too long now, so that's his team. Yeah, that's his team. But for new managers, you're like, well, this is the project. These are the players we're looking at. This is the football we want to play, and you purchase that way because I'm Man United first before any manager.
Straight.
So I'm not going to get mugged off by a manager. If they fire Ruben, so be it. I'm not going to shed a tear, no.
Yeah, but the love fest amongst these fans for Arteta is just ridiculous.
And that's why he stayed there, no.
Crazy. That's why he's there.
You have to remember last summer, Man United fans wrote to the board and said, we love Eric.
Really?
Let Eric stay. Yes! The main fan base wrote a love letter to the board saying, do not fire this man in the summer. And the board read the letter and said, the fan base saying, give him a chance. And you still fired him and forced Ruben in to work with the mess. And then you said, look,
time is awful.
Shocking.
Time is awful.
And that's what I'm saying. If you let him go in the summer, you say, listen, you won the FA Cup, you bought 2 trophies, we'll go in a new direction. Like, this is what we owe you financially. Shake his hand and wish him all the best. Bring Ruben in and you say, right, get your pre-season. This is your budget. Because remember, he spent 200 million in the summer and got fired. What are we doing?
Well, Normski, what I'm saying about Arsenal is, one, you should be excited about Berta because now it's not this bromance thing going on between.
Exactly.
Okay, bro. You want that player? Okay, bro. I won't go against you, bro. It's gonna be now. Excuse me. I'm here on business. I've been hired by the owners, to bring winning ways to this club, and I'm putting these players towards you, and your job is to manage them when I bring them in. And these splits that you're seeing now, that you're saying, you said one wants this striker, one wants that striker. These are the sort of splits you want. You want that. You want that to be an internal fraction so that someone's held accountable. If it goes badly, hang on a minute. You decided to bring him in, and not this. Oh, we decided to bring him here. You kind of want that. You want that in a way that someone can be held accountable. That can happen. But Norms, if your thing is that Arteta's been allowed to sign off players, then I would still be looking at my owners. Well, you're letting this guy run the show. He's not brought in titles for that. You're allowing these non-winning ways to live.
No, you're absolutely right, Ace. No, you're absolutely right. I think you now have to look at the owner's side of us and say, listen, look, the guy is not producing in terms of, getting it over the line. Yeah. Because any other club, if Arteta was in Real Madrid, Barcelona, any top club, he's gone. He's gone.
Long time. No.
It's gone long time. Yeah. But for some reason, the owners, the fan base, they've got this love fest for the guy. It's like, you know what I mean? He can't do no. It's like, okay, you didn't do it this year. We give you 1 more year. We give you 2 more, or we'll see to the end of your contract. Yeah. He cannot. Me personally speaking, I don't think he's got the minerals to get this club over the line. Now with Burton in, that's great because Burton now is going to say, right, here are the players. Now go at your. The thing is, what was actually amazing. What player manager that's failed how many times? Yeah, people are going to say it's progression. He's come second. He's challenger. Blah blah blah. And you're giving him 15.6 million.
Yeah,
15.6 million. Let me put this into perspective. Okay, let me just put this into perspective, guys. Would you say that Enrique is a better manager or coach than Arteta?
Yeah,
he's
right. He's on 9.6 million. Would you say Inzaghi is a better coach and manager than Arteta?
Again, proven it. Yeah, he's proved it. Yeah,
proven. Yeah, trophy wise.
Okay. Trophy wise. So you add the two, 9.6 and 5.6. That comes to 15.2 million. That's two top class managers, and they still haven't eclipsed Arteta's wage of 15.6 million.
Back to your owners. I'm looking at your owners again.
No, that's what I'm to say. So you have to look at the owners and say, why are you still keeping this guy in a job? Yeah. But you listen, our club, when it comes to merch, when it comes to PR, we are world class at it.
Your kit's already out, Norm. Your new kit's already out.
I know it's
already shown it.
They drop merch after merch. They drop merch after merch after merch. They're shameless. That's what I'm trying to say. They're shameless, right? Wow. And if it was just based on merch alone and whatever, yeah, great. We win a title. So that's the merch title we got. Yeah. But as you said, D, Ruud Gullit said side muscles. Yeah.
Yeah, side
I want to see this. And I don't know. But listen, look, as much as I want him out, he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, true.
That's what people will say to you. He ain't going anywhere. You just live with it. If that's the case, then give him. I don't know what kind of money he's going to get because we're going to have to sell players and whatnot, and whatever. You're hearing rumors of 100 million, maybe 200 million. Some people saying a 300 million war chest. I don't know. For me, how I look at the transfer window, yes, as you come in and you drop the bombs and the bomber and all like that to say, this is happening, that's happening. Yeah. But until I see a man, because it's all at the end of the day, it's all rumors. But until I see a man standing up next to Berta with the shirt in his hand,
exactly.
Here we go. Yeah, then I'm cool. So if what I'm looking for from you this summer is when you put in our chat, here we go, I'm going to take you at your word. Yeah, don't come with no rumors. And you really dropped three in the chat.
They're all,
Cunha,
moving mad. Cunha said, today, even if United don't get Champions League, I still want to go.
He said it's still coming, isn't it?
You must have dropped the bag on him.
You got to have.
You must have dropped the bag on him.
You got to have. But you got again, D. You're gonna look and see who you can offload now because you've got a lot of people on some wages, man. And that's gonna be the tough thing. It's not gonna just happen in. It's probably gonna take 2 or 3 windows, if not more.
But you're already hearing that Rashford said he's not taking a pay cut to go anywhere.
Right.
So from time he's saying that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Sancho might even come back.
Exactly. Because he hasn't really tore it up. Some people say he's done all right. Yeah. But I think Chelsea need more than all right if you're going to spend the money.
If you're going to spend the money,
you need more than all right. So there could be a few players. I think there's at least Anthony as well. Now, apparently, their captain said that they should do a GoFundMe so they can keep Anthony. They want to keep him out there, which is. But
he's done well. He's absolutely done well.
For me, he didn't get a good run in the team. I actually thought Anthony and Ahmad on that left side worked, but he just didn't fancy Anthony. Whenever he came and played, I thought he put in a good shift, and they were kind of getting some vibe. I'm not saying he's a will beater, but something I saw. Yeah, but big up yourself, my guy. And so I looked at that and thought, okay, he's just gone out there. Tenar came out and said something like, "Oh, it's a less physical league." Just get him on his props. He's had a blinder. And you didn't fancy him. Now, we've been left short with no Rashford and no Anthony because of this manager. Man. So I can't just blindly forget that's what he did. Whether I'm not even a Rashford fan. I think Rashford has too much distractions. Nothing against the kid, but you don't need someone on that money wearing your number 9 shirt and is always distracted. You don't know what Rashford you're going to get from game to game. You know what I mean? Like Garnacho, I'm not even a Garnacho fan, but I know what I'm going to get with Garnacho. Head down, he's going to get you a worldy goal every now and again. and he's going to turn the ball over 1,000,000 times. That's it. At least you know what you're getting from him.
Yeah.
But with Rashford, you're like, which markers? Because you have to remember, he's gone to Villa and played through the middle, which he said he couldn't play for Man United. Why? He's just gone and done it for Villa.
So the question is it an attitude problem then? You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, but just say that quickly before I just move on to our season in general, how we got. And listen, we know what Kova's going to say, but if you do lose tonight, Big D, obviously, let me just touch on Ange. You know, he normally says in his second season he wins, which is
he always wins.
He always wins. Yeah, but he pulled up a journalist in a press conference, and basically the journalist essentially said, like, you know, if you end up like losing it, you're gonna look like a clown. You know what I mean? That's
I heard
said.
that.
And wasn't too pleased. You know what I mean?
Fuming.
I feel like they try to run him these days. They try to, because he does bite.
Yeah, he just bite. Yeah, he's a bit moody, isn't he?
He does.
Sometimes you got to just do the PR friendly stuff and just almost humor them, because there was a point in Ruben's press conference where they were hinting that Ruben wasn't under the pressure that Ange was, and Bruno jumped in and said, "Oh yeah, he is." Yeah, Bruno actually jumped in, and then Ruben looked at Bruno like, "Okay, he just told you, mate. My captain just told you. I don't even need to answer that one." So there was a narrative that there's no pressure there when there is. It's Man United. There's always pressure at Man United, regardless of what we're playing.
With that said, right, Big D, your game's kicking off soon, and I'm really.
Yeah, I'm just trying to hunt.
So I want to make sure, because I want to sit down and watch that game. But let me just say this about those two managers that have pretty much had a woeful season.
Yeah.
And they're both under pressure in terms of whether they are going to be in a job in the summer or not. Now, if Ruben wins tonight, does he stay or does he go?
He stays, even though half the fan base think he should go.
Okay. Hold that thought. Ange, if Ange wins tonight, does he if he wins tonight, does he stay or does he go? Or what do you think?
Drop the mic and leave them.
Oh, okay, there you go.
That's what I would say. I'm not speaking for Ezra thing. If I'm Ange and I win tonight, I'm doing a press conference, dropping the mic and say I quit. I am. I'm doing it because they've been horrible to him now.
You remember Mourinho? You know, I had a man just say, here's my middle. Yeah, just go.
Yeah, there you go.
I can see Ange with the Europa League trophy. Yeah. Take that. Yeah, people. Yeah, here's my thing. Yeah, right. Yeah, what? How much you paying me off?
It's gonna be like. What did I tell you about the second season?
You know the one.
Yeah, and I'm saying, just literally drop the mic in the press conferences.
No, but the thing is, he has to go to Levy and say, "I want to strengthen."
Asking for a pay rise before.
I think with the mess that this guy's gone through, whether he wins or loses tonight, I think he goes. Ange. Whereas with Ruben, if he wins tonight, he stays. But after fan base wants him gone. Because when you look at your league position, 18 games lost, Big D.
But why would you leave if you win and you got potential Champions League?
Because this is what Ruben's come out and said. Even if they get into the Champions League, he can't see them competing. Ruben's come out and said
he actually said it. Yeah, he actually said it. He's saying that, Norm, with a transfer window and a pre-season. Come on, man. Is your head there?
You never
head is a wobble, man.
I think you need to remember where he is. He's
exactly.
And even if it's true,
I tell you
can't say that.
You know, I've been hearing them. The rumors I've been hearing about Thomas Frank, you know.
Oh,
and I'm like, I've been hearing that on some of the channels, and I'm like, Thomas Frank, you know. Okay, because they're saying Premiership proven, not a bottler.
He's one of. Is it the Europa League? He's one of Europa League, isn't he?
Yeah. And I thought, right, because
and he's won a trophy. Obviously, he's obviously no. Sorry, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the Crystal Palace guy. No, sorry.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. But that's what they're saying. That the guy's been in the mix. He knows what time it is.
Yeah.
And he comes and brings up Mbema with him. I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, we've been linked with him in Burma. I mean, I'd love him. 19 goals in the season, 8 assists. Wow.
He's a bagsman.
Brilliant.
He's a bagsman.
You know, I mean, I'd love him
from the wing, not from central. And Wizard,
yeah.
So I think with Ruben, and there was a point I think I said to you, Norm, he's talking too much, Norm.
Yeah.
I said on a couple of, I said, Norms, he's talking too much. He's doing my head in. Stop the talking, bro.
Yeah.
And now I get the obligation with Sky because there's a deal there where he's got to do interviews, but you don't have to keep. Fergie never showed his hand like this. I'm not saying he's Fergie, but you're at Man United. Learn not to show your hand and put pressure on yourself.
I think the guy that's the best.
But I think it's because he's under pressure. I think he's just under pressure. You know, listen, you've come from Sporting Lisbon, and no disrespect to Sporting, you've come to one of the biggest clubs in the world. The eyes are on you. The eyes are on you, man. And you know what I mean? These Man United fans are, you know, unforgiving, yeah? But then at the same time, there's this culture now, you know, where a lot of the fans now, they like the manager, they like his drip rather than support the club. So that's where it's all gone. I think that's where it's all gone wrong. Yeah, they're more support the manager rather than support the club. Where it's the club, it's about the history of the club, not the history of, because he goes, Man United is still going to be there. The same with Arsenal. When Arteta goes, Arsenal will still be there. Wenger, you know, can you imagine that man spent 21 years with us? Yeah. And you're like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? The man is leaving. I couldn't fathom in my head, you know what I mean? And when that day, when he, in 17, when he finally come out and said, you know, again, I don't know if he decided to walk or there was an agreement from the guys to say, but listen, it's not looking quite good on the terraces, you know, empty seats, it's going pretty poor on the pitch. You need to walk, yeah? Rather than us sack you, just add in your resignation and we just say, yeah, you resigned. And
especially with a legend, isn't it? Like you don't want to fire a legend.
No,
you just encourage him that it's time.
Yeah, it's time.
You know what I mean?
Even though you did, you fired him indirectly.
Well, yeah, but you never want that narrative to after what he's done, and
because after winning the first FA Cup when we was on our decline, that's when he should have just went out on the glory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, we end up finishing out of Champions League for the first time in 19 years. And I think that was it. And the fact that he said top 4 is like a trophy, that's stuck in people's head. So, and he got laughed at. But look at it now. Everybody's clambering.
Everyone's scrambling. Wow.
That is going to be interesting because you've got Man City now sitting in 3rd. You've got Newcastle. You know, that can change. I mean, Arsenal pretty much secure 2nd place unless City go and score 20 goals to change it around. We lose against Southampton. So we pretty much, if not secured 2nd place. And so it's going to be a fight for that 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then you've got Nottingham Forest who are sitting in 6th place. So that really is going to be really interesting in Aston Villa, Chelsea, and whatnot. I mean, your last game is it away or home?
Away.
I know you played.
Nottingham Forest.
Ooh, that's a big one. That's
what I meant by earlier. It's a 2-point. That's 6 points. That's a 6-pointer.
Whoa. Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Whoa, that's
that's 2 finals, man. That's 2 finals.
Massive. That is massive. That is massive. No,
yo, this stadium is Roblox, Normski.
Yeah, bro. Listen,
this stadium is Roblox, Bridget.
Listen. All right, let me just quickly get on to, just quickly, guys, your thoughts in terms of your team potentially. I know we don't know what's going to happen with Tottenham and Man United tonight, but how would you rank your team this season? So let me just go to the obvious. Let's go to
A plus.
A plus. So man said A plus, you know, not double A plus, just A plus. Just A plus, yeah?
That's an F for me, no. And okay. So what happens tonight?
D, stop swearing at me. Yeah.
I know, sorry, man. Sorry. That's just yeah.
All right, so
that's a French connection, as they would say. That's a French connection for me.
Okay. Ace, how would you rank your thing if you was grading them?
A C. C. And then obviously it depends on Champions League and the final. That might go up to a B at max, though. That's the highest it will ever get is a B.
Okay, right. Before I give my thing, because it's my show, what would you rank Arsenal in terms of grade? Start with you, champion.
D.
A D. Why a D? Just out of curiosity.
Well, 12 points behind us. Should have won the league this year. Out of the Champions League, no trophy. Yeah.
Okay, fair play. Big D?
I'm going to be a little bit kinder because I think, I'm going to say a B minus, Norm, in terms of you got to the promised land but didn't step over and drink the milk and honey. You know the ones.
Big up.
Yeah,
Please
man.
go subscribe to waffle.tv. Big up every time. My man, Big D, waffle.tv. My man is giving us grading a B minus, you know.
A B minus.
Yeah? I'm gonna ask him what he's drinking. What are you drinking?
Well, the thing is, no.
Listen,
the thing is,
put the gin away, man. Put the gin
second
away.
and a semi-final in the Champions League. It's not an awful season. So, like, it's hard. It's hard. And
hold on, but D, you said right. You've given your team. I know you're giving it the grade of an F, yeah. But what if you win tonight?
If I win tonight, it goes to a C minus, no.
Okay.
So
I think currently
but you have to remember, actually, no, it's going to go to a solid C because we'll be invincible in Europa. So I got to respect that. I know it's banter, but I got to respect it because it's like anything. If you go into a tournament and no one wins you get to the final and win it, then that's a big deal, regardless of what we want to say that teams didn't drop down from the Champions League and all that. Even that is a whole farce for me. Like, if you're in the Champions League, that's your tournament. If you get bounced out of it, bounce. Don't come down to a second-tier tournament because you wasn't in that. Now you're in that looking for scraps. That makes no sense. So for me, I'm like, if I go and beat it in Europa, then I'm going to give them a solid C then. C plus.
Right. So as you said, you said your team, you give them a, what was it? You say a C? A C?
C.
And if you win, you go to a B.
Maximum B.
Okay, right.
So if I win a cup and I get Champions League football by beating Forest, then it's a B.
It's a B. Right, fair play. Let's just touch on Tottenham before I give my grade from my side. Tottenham, I would probably give them, as it stands, an unclassified.
Unclassified, bro? No.
I know. Listen, Chile might watch this on the playback, but it's an unclassified from me. Yeah. What are you quickly, Cole? What are you giving them?
Yeah, it's been a bad season, but they can redeem themselves. Probably an F.
Now, an F as it stands.
If they redeem themselves.
An F. Whoa! Wow. Okay. Big D.
I'm going to put them in the same bracket as my team. That whatever happens tonight changes it from a F to a solid C because you've secured and you've come in with a trophy, and Tottenham will probably have a parade because they've never won one. We're having a barbecue after we win this one. You know, the ones at Carrington. And Luke Shaw is cooking the burgers, obviously. Anyway, let me leave that alone.
Who ate all the burgers, yeah? Who ate all the burgers? Right.
You watch him get an assist tonight. You watch him after I'm digging him out.
Ed, what you giving this Spurs side after their performance?
I'm giving Spurs a solid B this season.
He's trying to keep a straight face, isn't he? You know what?
I am though. No, listen. Thank you very much, folks. All the Spurs out there. I've had a friend tell me this is the biggest day of his life tonight, and that's what football is all about. Giving the fans the biggest time of their life, and Spurs have delivered. Okay, so massive season for them, massive for their history. B, well done, Spurs. Even if they don't win it, massive day for them, big day out for them. Well,
so you're just giving them a B for the fact that they made it to a final.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day, Norms. It's about giving the fans best day of their lives, and that's what they've gone and done. And that's why they've got go-karts at the bottom of their stadium. It's all about entertaining the fans and them sort of things. So this is exactly what they're doing. Well done, Spurs. Brilliant for you. Brilliant.
Well, you know, I forgot to tell you. Did you see me down at the ground on the go-kart? Did you see me?
Oh, you went to Tottenham?
I did.
It wasn't really there. It was somewhere.
Wow, these man's in the tunnel, you know, Norms. Lad.
Right. Okay, quickly.
Still in. Big up yourself, my dog.
Chili, what are you saying? We just gave a grading for your club, but he does this, yeah. He comes, he's listening in the background, and what he does, he comes in at this point, yeah. He's an absolutely
nice one. See, Chili, there you go.
Chili,
there you go. Look,
listen,
agreement from a Spurs fan.
Chili, let's just go round. Who wants Spurs to win tonight? Okay, who wants Man United to win?
I've got a shirt. I'm going to put it on in a minute. I've got a United shirt.
Well, there you go. There you go. Listen, I'm giving our son. I'm going to have to agree with Kofi. I'm going to give her. No, actually, I'm going to give us a C minus.
Boy, the man's just putting down the trophy, you know, gents.
C minus stroke D. That's what I'm going to give him. Yeah, look. Listen, I'm not giving it any more than that, bro. 12 points behind. Standards. 12 points behind. We needed to challenge for the league. We didn't do it. And then all the nonsense of blaming it on this, blaming it on that one. That's probably what's determined my thinking and why I've given that final score.
Yeah, so I think that's fair.
And Chili says, "Nice speech, Ez."
There you go, Chili. I'm accurate. There you go.
So let me just
wait. You can say you've probably won the predictions. So
don't worry, we'll come to that. Just behave yourself, yeah, because I know you don't like it. We'll come to that. I need you to run through this. D, you got 30 seconds to run through this thingy, and I'm going to do the thingy, and I need to go and watch this game, bro. So here we go.
Okay. Like I'm looking at this now. Game week 37. Simon Jones is going to be hard to catch. Solid 69 points. So yeah, I think this one's over unless he has an absolute nightmare in game week 38. Everyone else is playing catch up. I'm going to nick that 4th spot, Champions League. I think. Yeah. I'm good for that. Phil Edley ain't catching me, even though he had a solid 75 points. Malcolm X is still there. Norman
she's not pleased. She's not pleased about 7th. She wanted that 6th place. She really not pleased about it. Yeah.
So she's a bit off Phil. She's a good 40 points off him.
Yeah.
So she's going to struggle to catch him there, Norms. But you know what? She ran a great race.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Simon Jones, I'm going to have to salute him now. I don't think he messes this one up. He's played a blinder. He's usually captain as well. It's been a good season.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. But anyway, let's go to what's going on.
Go on, Norms. What I go on here, Norms? What I go on? Norm on top of the league. What's going on, Norms?
Yeah, let me see this.
Let's see. Woo! Norm's got the green, you know. Kofi, brother.
Brentford messed me up.
Kofi, you dropped the bag, man.
What are you doing, Kofi?
You dropped the bag, Kofi.
I'm not.
Anyway, would anybody like to care? Just tell us where people are. You know, anybody want to do that?
Yeah, well, we have Normski at top, 35 points with a solid green dot, 3 points to pull away from Kofi. Them Reds are looking a bit suspect, my guy.
I've got the same as JP, man.
Yeah, you know that was mad. And then, JP's gone to. JP's just been at Man United form, and then me and Ez are there really.
So the interesting thing is, just quickly before we finish here, guys, people in the chat. I know you're probably all now going to watch the game, and I hear that and I get that because I can see the numbers have dropped. But let me just say this: so it's interesting here because Ez could take your spot, D, if you get it wrong. So there's a
I'm seeing that. Yeah, Ez could leapfrog me. Yeah.
And can Chile? I think based on your form, D, I don't know for Chile because you've got that green in there. You've got that green in there. Yeah. So even if Chile gets 3 points, that's 25 points. Because you've got that green in there, I think you would do it based on form. But Ez could go third. So that's going to be interesting. Last game of the season.
I could also go 5th if I'm completely wrong and Chile goes above.
Yeah.
If he gets 3 points, that is.
That's if he gets 3 points. Yeah. So people, guys, get your prediction in for the penultimate last game of the season. And poor JP. That's just reflective of his club because that's all he predicted, Man United. And as you can see, it's very reflective, Big D, because
it is, of our form,
He says he won't pick any other predictions apart from Man United. So he will suffer. And if he continues like that, he will suffer again like this. Well, I'm saying that he won't suffer. And it's interesting because this will kind of give us a gauge on how Man United will do next season. Because if he starts to move at the table, then we know that Man United are doing well. Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
You can see that. But listen, it is what it is, man. And we have to think of the forfeit for JP. So, guys, when we have our last show, people in the chat, when you do come in, we need to think of a forfeit because there's no way JP
he can wear a champion shirt.
Well, I don't know. This is the thing.
He done said that. He said he ain't wearing no Arsenal shirt. He ain't wearing no Liverpool shirt.
So I don't know.
No Liverpool shirt.
Is it another chili session? Is it one of those ones? Do you have another chili? Well, listen, we need to do it. Put it in the chat for next week. What is my man going to do? We're going to do it at let's say the last game. It'll be when we go into the new season, but when we start doing like the transfer window and that, we will pick a day when he has to do his forfeit. So we'll see what it is. Come up, get your brain juices going. What can we do to get JP to do that forfeit? It has to be a bad forfeit. That's all I need to know. Yeah. And he needs to suffer in that forfeit. You get me? But people, it's been a fantastic show. The chat has been lit. It's been world class. Absolutely brilliant. Please, before you leave, hit the like button, subscribe and share if you're new. I said I'm on the road to 1K. And it's been a journey. That's what Arteta says. It's been a journey. But I'm hopefully I will get to the destination, to that 1K. So people, as I say, hit the like button, subscribe and share if you're new. And listen, people, have a great day. We are going to go and watch the game. It's going to be fantastic. And come on, Man United. Let's do this.
Yeah, they're there.